And we would adjust the position of this belt onto these different pulleys to change the speed. Down here is our collet, and this particular mill, instead of having a R8 taper or a Morse taper, it has an ER16 collet, which comes with these little spring collets, which is actually a good match for the size and capability of this particular mill. Because it's a spring collet, as you can see, it grasps the cutter on all sides equally, so it has a good range of different things that you can fit inside this little collet. And the machine, they've run an internet special right now at Taig, and they are throwing in a little vise that mounts to the table. This is the handle for the little vise. So you just take that and slide that in, screw it in rather, and then you'll go ahead and use the T-nuts and the screws that were in the table. There's some T-nuts and screws that they come on the table. Just take those and you can lock this down. Here they are. They come in the table just like this, and they'll be sitting on the top of the table like that. There's 4 of them. You just take these out and unscrew them. Slide the T-nut back in. Use the bolt to slide it over, and then just pop that in there like that. Actually, it might be easier to bring this out and attach it before you slide it in. I think that's probably the way to do it. These T-nuts are just little square pieces of metal. Not really T-nuts, but take a couple of those, put them on the vise, put them through the holes in the vise. And line those T-nuts up with the slot in the table. And then now you can cinch that down. Now you'll want to line up this vise and square this vise with the spindle, and I'll show you how to do that as well in another video. But in addition to coming with the little vise, it also comes with a couple of small double-ended end mills. Some more mounting nuts and some screws, along with a Allen key. You also get, there's 2 cutters. Here's the other cutter. And let's see, so that's another double-ended end mill, and then a series of collets, ER16 collets. So basically the machine comes with all the tooling you need to get started and start cutting right away, with the exception of perhaps dial test indicator to get everything lined up properly. And but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the way these ER16 collets actually work is inside the collet holder there is a asymmetric lip at the top, and these spring collets snap in from one side, and once they snap in, they shouldn't fall out on their own. And if they don't, then you've got it in there, right? If you hold it upside down, it shouldn't fall out because it should be held in by that non-concentric ring inside. And they should pop out by pressing on the collet from the other side or turning it this way, and it should pop out of that little ring. But once you got it in there and it doesn't fall out, then you just basically slide it up in here and screw it on, and then tighten up this with a wrench, and then you're ready to go. So let's see what we got here. Find the right size collet for these little cutters here. This is a 1/4 inch. These are 1/8 inch shafts on these cutters. So you should have one of these that is this one here. No, this is 3/16. This will probably be the right one. So they come covered in plastic. So just get the plastic off of the collet. And there we go. And then take a rag and just wipe off any oil, residual packing grease or whatever that's left on this little collet. Do the same thing with the end mill. And that should just slide up into the collet like that. And then take that and mount that into our collet nut. Actually, you probably should mount the collet into the collet nut before you put the cutter in. Makes it easier. And then slide the cutter into the collet, and then there you go. That's all there is to it. Mounting up your cutter. Now, before we can do any cutting or anything like that, we'll need to align this vise up with the spindle, and then we'll be ready to try it out. So that's it for this video. Try and keep them short enough that anybody will actually watch them. So I'll do the lining up the vise in the next video. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.